Hello everyone, happy Canada Day. My name is Glen. I want to thank Yvonne and the New Canadian Centre for inviting me to the Canada Day celebrations. I love Peterborough. I love that it's close to Toronto, the biggest centre in Canada. So when you go to Toronto you can see lots of marvelous things, and then I like that I can go north into the woods to go camping and canoeing. But I love Peterborough because it's really the sense of community. People looking after each other, looking out for each other. Something else that I've really enjoyed is Trent University, the Channy Winjack School for Indigenous Education. It's a pretty neat opportunity because I can go to Trent and hear different elders give teachings, go to theater performances, so it's pretty neat that way. So those are just a few of the things I enjoy, and also I should say that I really enjoy the arts community. Lots of music and performances, and yeah, so Peterborough's got a lot going for it for a smaller centre. I'm going to start with a song called It's a Perfect Day. It's all about Canada. In fact, this map right here, my friend Ben Hudson drew. Very fine artist, thanks Ben. And it's based on the song. You can see down here there's the chorus, so it goes like this. It's a perfect day, we're outward bound. Walk out your door and look all around. The beaver, moose, and the maple tree. In Canada, it's what you'll see. So that's the chorus, so feel free to sing along. Get out of the way here. I'll send this song out to the Daruba family. Hope you're all doing well. Way up north is where we go, with polar bears and lots of snow. That is the place I'd like to be. In Canada, it's what you'll see. It's a perfect day, we're outward bound. Walk out your door and look all around. The beaver, moose, the maple tree. In Canada, it's what you'll see. Way out west, those giant trees, rocking and a-rolling in the ocean breeze. A whale jumps high, a marmot digs low. In Canada, it's an outdoor show. It's a perfect day, we're outward bound. Walk out your door and look all around. The beaver, moose, the maple tree. In Canada, it's what you'll see. Out where the land is flat and long, you might hear a cowboy singing his song. The wheat in the wind is a-waving too, with the prairie cows doing what they do. They're the cows, they go moo. It's a perfect day, we're outward bound. Walk out your door and look all around. Beaver, moose, and the maple tree. In Canada, it's what you'll see. Way out east, the fiddlers do a little bit of jigging on the great big blue. Icebergs and puffins rolling to and fro, pulling your nets before the winds up blow. It's a perfect day, we're outward bound. Walk out your door and look all around. The beaver, moose, the maple tree. In Canada, it's what you'll see. At Niagara Falls, the water does flow. 5 Great Lakes to the ocean go. The powwow dance, the fleur-de-lis. Wonders all around us you will see. It's a perfect day, we're outward bound. Walk out your door and look all around. The beaver, moose, the maple tree. In Canada, it's what you'll see. North, south, east, west, on and on. I'm sure you will add more to my song about a critter, a place, a person or thing. Strike up a tune and let's all sing. It's a perfect day, we're outward bound. Walk out your door and look all around. The beaver, moose, and the maple tree. In Canada, it's what you'll see. There we go, a song called It's a Perfect Day. Well, when I think of Canada, I think of stories. And I want to tell you guys a story. And bear with me here. I'm not well versed in using this technology. I'm more used to singing around a campfire. But nonetheless, it's nice to be able to be here today to do the show. So this is a story that begins, and I'm going to use this string to tell the story. You see, it's a story that begins in the province of Quebec. In those days, it was known as New France, back 300 years ago. And there was a fella, his name was Roger Charlebois. And Roger lived in this little cabin. Just twist that a little bit there. Can you see the little cabin there? Let's see. Okay. Anyways, Roger lived in that cabin, and in the spring of the year, he gathered up all of his gear, and he went to the edge of his property, and I want you to watch, because there is Roger's gate. And so what he did is he opened his gate just like this. And it took him about a day to walk down to the St. Lawrence River. Oh, what an amazing river. It's over 1,000 kilometers long. Well, when he arrived at Le Chine, he saw the beautiful birch bark canoes. And he looked in the canoe and he could see blankets, pots and pans, metal axes, muskets, all sorts of things that he was trading with the Otukdun, the First Nations people, to get fur. Well, Roger jumped into that canoe and off he went. Sometimes he'd sing songs to take his mind off the hard work. So here we go. Let's do a little paddling song. La bon bon, la jolie bon, la bon bon mamie m'appelle, la bon bon, la jolie bon, la bon bon mamie m'attend. Now Roger came right up into the area today we know as Peterborough and the Kawartha Lakes. Okay, this is a tough trick. He was paddling along and the water was calm. There you have it, folks. It's called calm water. But then he heard this sound. The sound of the wind. So, what did Roger do? Well, he started to paddle to the shore because when it gets windy on a lake, you get waves. You see the waves? Well, Roger started to paddle towards the shore, and he got pretty excited because on the shore he saw what traditionally some of the First Nations people lived in this region. And it was known as a wigwam. Can everybody see that? So Roger arrived at that encampment, and he knew some Ojibwe language. He said, Ani, and Waknago, Roger Nandishnakas, Leshin Nandinjawa. Hello, my name's Roger. How are you? And anyways, he started to trade. He traded some different things to get animal pelts. But I can tell you, when he got the beaver pelts, the amik or the castor, he had a smile on his face about this big. He knew that those pelts were worth a lot. Well, he said, Chimigwich, thank you, Guabman, goodbye, and he paddled down the lake. Now, a couple hours later, it was getting dark, so he pulled his canoe up on the shore, and to get his fire going, he took a flint and a steel. Flint has been used for thousands of years by the First Nations for arrowheads, axe heads, fur scrapers, spearheads. But if you take steel and you put the two together, you get sparks. So he sparked his fire and got it going. Then, he played a little tune on the whistle. Oh, he also pulled out his favorite instrument, known as the jaw harp. Sounds like this. Let's see if I can beatbox. I go like this. Oh, Roger was having so much fun. You know, the sun was going down, and a little bit later, he looked across the lake, and what did he see? Well, he saw something really beautiful. This is a new trick, so let's see if I can do this. Okay, and get that one there, and that one there. And then this one has to go here. Let's see if you can recognize what Roger saw. There, rising up between two hills, was the... Let's see if we can get this. Was the... Do you see it? Yeah, the moon rising. Oh, what a beautiful night. Roger didn't notice, though, a little later on. He was still doing some music, and out of the woods came a sneaky, cheeky creature with whiskers. And this creature tiptoed into Roger's camp, started to eat his food. Oh, Roger wasn't happy. He didn't have a lot of food. Well, he chased that raccoon away, that cheeky raccoon. Well, suddenly, Roger watched the raccoon run up a tree, but he suddenly realized he was lost in the Pays d'en-Haut in the wilderness. Well, what happened next? He turned around, and he could see, standing there, Lalu, or in Ojibwe known as Mayengan. There was the... Okay, it's a tricky move. We'll get this one over here. there was a wolf. Can you see the wolf, the head and the tail? Well, Roger was feeling really scared. But you know what? As soon as that wolf picked up Roger's scent, it ran away just like this. Because wolves really don't want anything to do with people. So the wolf ran away. Oh, Roger thought, whew, that was close. But he still had a problem. He was lost. Well, Roger thought to himself, you know, I've learned a lot from the indigenous people, the First Nations. I've learned about the shkiki, the medicines. They're my trading partners. They taught me how to make and fix canoes. Then he remembered an elder saying, if you're ever lost, look up at the night sky, and you'll see the night sky. And you will see Ojikanung, the Big Dipper. And the Big Dipper points to a special star called Kiwadenanung, or the North Star. So can you see that? That is called the twinkling star. So Roger used that star to navigate through the woods back to the lake he was on, because he knew the lake was to the south. Eventually he got back to his camp, and the next morning he began the journey back to Quebec. So that's the story of Roger. And I'm going to sing you a song now called Land of the Shining Waters. This song was written for Peterborough's 150th anniversary back in 1975. And the Land of the Shining Waters, the story that I heard is that, let's see, the word Kawartha comes from the word Kawategamog. So years ago, people wanted a name for this region. So they went up to Curve Lake First Nation, and they talked to Martha Weetung, and they said, well, we kind of like to call this Land of Shining Waters. Do you have a word in Ojibwe? And the closest word that she could come up with was Kawategamog, which got changed around and became what we know today as the word Kawartha. So here we go. I've traveled this great province from the lakes to Thunder Bay. I've also been to Ottawa and up to Hudson Bay. I've met a lot of people in places like the Sioux, but the land of the shining waters, I'll be coming home to you. Oh, the land of the shining waters, I heard you call last night. Driving down the 401, the 115's in sight. Peterborough is getting closer, only 30 miles away. Oh, the land of the shining waters, I'm coming home to stay. I've spent some time in Kingston, Toronto, Niagara Falls. I've gone up north to Nipigon, the place the wild goose calls. I've gone across to Pembroke and Deep River too, for the land of the shining waters, I'll be coming home to you. Oh, the land of the shining waters, I heard you call last night. Driving down the 401, the 115's in sight. Peterborough is getting closer, only 30 miles away. Oh, the land of the shining waters, I'll be coming home to stay. Well, I've hitched a ride to Barrie, and I've been to Moosonee, but I still remember Lakefield and the old Otonabee, with the crystal waters flowing and the skies they are so blue. Oh, the land of the shining waters, I'll be coming home to you. Oh, the land of the shining waters, I heard you call last night. Driving down the 401, the 115's in sight. Peterborough is getting closer, only 30 miles away. Oh, the land of the shining waters, I'll be coming home to stay. I know my traveling's over, no more I wish to roam, for the land of the shining waters is the place I call my home. So come on, all you people, wherever you may be, come back to the shining waters and you'll be happy just like me. Oh, the land of the shining waters, I heard you call last night. Driving down the 401, the 115's in sight. Peterborough is getting closer, only 30 miles away. Oh, the land of the shining waters, I'll be coming home to stay. There we go, the land of the shining waters. Well, I have a couple more songs, and I'm going to do one of my favorite tunes on harmonica, and then I've got here my Irish drum, and I'll just put this into my harmonica holder. So this is a tune called Maple Sugar. It was written by Ward Allen in the Ottawa Valley, and you often hear it in the spring at maple syrup festivals. And if you haven't been to a maple syrup festival, we're looking forward to next year, 2021, the Warkworth Maple Syrup Festival, which isn't far from Peterborough. So check it out. Anyways, here's a little tune called Maple Sugar. There we go. Take a bow. That is, you can't have some. You can't have a maple syrup festival without a little bit of dancing. These guys are actually called limberjacks, and you often you see these at sometimes at different musical events. So there we go. Well, I've got one more song to do, and this is this song was written for Canada's 100th birthday, which was back in 1967. Goes like this. It's called Something to Sing About. I have walked on the strand of the Grand Banks of Newfoundland, laxed on the ridge of the Miramichi, watched the waves tear and roar on the stone coast of Labrador, watched them roll back to the great Northern Sea. From the Vancouver Island to the Alberta Highlands, past the prairies, the lakes, to Ontario's towers, to the sound of Mount Royal's chimes, out to the Maritimes, something to sing about this land of ours. I have welcomed the dawn on the fields of Saskatchewan, followed the sun to Vancouver shore, watched it climb shiny new on the snow peaks of the Caraboos, up to the clouds where those wild Rockies soar. From the Vancouver Island to the Alberta Highlands, past the prairies, the lakes, to Ontario's towers, to the sound of Mount Royal's chimes, out to the Maritimes, something to sing about this land of ours. Yes, there is something to sing about, tune up a string about, call out in chorus or quietly hum of a land that is still so young, a ballad that's still unsung, telling the promise of great things to come. From the Vancouver Island to the Alberta Highlands, past the prairies, the lakes, to Ontario's towers, to the sound of Mount Royal's chimes, out to the Maritimes, something to sing about this land of ours. Thank you very much, everybody, and happy Canada Day. Bye for now.